Today we are going to be replacing the seat on an Alternova bidet. This is a pretty simple job. You're going to need a couple of plastic pry tools handy for opening up the seat, either a hand or an electric screwdriver, pair of scissors, and a couple zip ties. To start, we're going to flip the seat over, and there are 7 screws underneath. If you have a newer Alternova with the night light, which is right here, there will be an 8th screw, which is located right here by the dryer and nozzle. So the 7 screws we need to remove are right here. So we're going to start by taking those out. Get the 4 in the front, set those off to the side. The one in the middle in the back. And then these 2 in the corners back here are different. They're slightly smaller, so keep those separate. Now that all the screws are removed, we're going to take our plastic pry bar or pry tool, and we're going to go along the side first, and then to the back. There's these little tabs here. You're just going to stick this in, turn it, and then you can start to pull apart from the front as you pry. So there, this side is starting to free up. We're going to go to the other side. Take the pry bar and twist it and lift. Now the front is mostly separated, and then we can go to the back, separate these tabs, and just kind of lift as you release them. It should just unsnap, like so. Now that we have our upper and lower separated, we're gonna remove the seat damper. So to do that, there's these 2 screws right here in the upper housing. Take those out. And this damper is held in with a little bit of adhesive, so you might need to break it free with a pry bar and pry at it for a second. Shouldn't be too bad though. Don't want to lose this little rubber ring that it comes with. That's important. So there's your damper for the seat. You can set this off to the side with the screws. The next part here will be disconnecting the wires. So for the seat, there are 3 different wires and connectors that you will need to look for. There is this red and black one that runs here on the main PCB. That is for your heated seat. So you're going to unplug that with the blue connector. The next one is, it's a red, yellow, and black. That is a 3-pin connector. That one is right down here. Just going to unplug that. And then there is a double black wire, and that is a 2-pin. And that one is right here. So once you have those unplugged, you're going to need to probably cut some zip ties. There's usually 2 on these, so just snip those. This will free everything up. If you have short wire cutters, those also work great for this application as well. Here's a better look at your wires. Here's the black one. Here's the red, yellow, and black one. And here's the red and black one. So those 3. Now with these wires disconnected, you can take the seat, you're going to turn the housing at an angle, and you can pop this side out and it'll slide this way. Just pull the wires through, make sure they don't get snagged on anything. And there you have it. That is how you remove the seat for an Alternova. Pretty easy task. Now, to put your new seat in this case, we're just going to be reinstalling this one. You're going to take your wires to start, and we're going to feed them through this little hole on the side where the hinge goes together. Do this one at a time. Pull them through. There we have it. We have those wires pulled through. The next part, this can be a little tricky. So you're going to take this hinge here, and there's a rubber O-ring on it, and this is to dampen it so it doesn't like vibrate when you sit on it or anything like that. It just kind of keeps things from making noise. So what you're going to do is you're going to push this hinge back together, but with that O-ring, you might need to like use something small to like keep it in there. Otherwise it gets like squeezed out. So just something to pay attention to. If you have a little bit of grease, you can put it on there before installing, and that will make assembly easier. So once you have that part done, you can fold the feet down flat, take your damper and make sure the flat parts line up with the keyed slots in the hole. Might need to like open it slightly and then it'll rest in place. Then we can take our 2 screws that we had before and lock the damper in place. Since we are screwing metal screws into plastic, you don't want to use a lot of torque, otherwise they will strip out very easily. So just snug. Now with our wires, we're going to take our black and red one and plug it into this blue connector down here. We're going to take our 2-pin black wire, plug it in down here next to this red connector. And then the last one, this 3-pin red, yellow, and black connector, that's going to go here next to the purple one. And now this is where your zip ties come in. There's no specific way to do this, but it helps keep things out of the way when reassembling and when the seat is operating and all that. You don't want it to get caught on something. So just 2 zip ties, just find a good spot like right around here and just kind of tie them up. And then you can cut that with your scissors. And then another one somewhere around here. Like I said, there's no specific way to do this. You really can't mess it up, really. It's just a precautionary thing that keeps things clean and out of the way. Okay, so there is your seat now installed securely back into the upper housing. As you can see, it moves nice and freely, nothing's squeaking or making noise. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put it back together with the lower housing. So for this part, I generally like to start with the rear first and then snap it together towards the front. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with these tabs back here, but we're going to push in and like around the snaps because there's little tabs that like line it up. So you want to make sure you push those in into place and then they snap like so. So just a little pressure with your thumbs as you put it together. And then we'll go to the side here with this tab, lock that in place, and this tab here on this side to lock that in place. We're going to take our 2 odd screws, these smaller ones, and put these in the rear corners. Again, there are 7 screws on this Ultranova. If you have an Ultranova with a nightlight, there will be 8, and the 8th screw, again, is right here, and it is a really small one, and there's only one of them, so shouldn't be too hard to remember where that one goes. And the last one right here. Check to make sure all the seams look tight. There you have it. That is how you replace the seat on an Ultranova bidet.